Now you can see my signal. I'm just waiting. Okay. If you join me on Facebook, YouTube, I can go live now. Okay, so I can dispense with the card, take solo off, hide the card, and say hello. Now, if you can hear me, then please do say hello. I'm testing something today. As you can see, I'm live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and my website, and of course on Amazon Live. And this broadcast is all about Amazon Live. And hopefully you can just hear me once, but you have 4 different views of me. That will last for a few moments while I sort things out. Just to go through the cameras that we're using today, my new camera is top left. It's the OBS Bot Tiny, which is a PTZ camera, pan, tilt, and zoom. Next to it is the Logitech Brio, which has been my favorite camera since I got it 18 months ago. Below the OBS Bot Tiny is the Microsoft Surface Book 2, and then my old trusted Logitech C920 is the final camera, and I'm just waiting to see whether anybody can actually see me. Okay, so I'm going to go with the OBS Bot camera and go full screen. Now you can see the chess set to the side of me. That chess set came back from Cyprus many moons ago, and occasionally it does come out so we can actually play chess. So today is about cameras, and the first camera I'm looking at today is the OBS Bot camera, and this is different from all the other cameras. If I go back for a second, take the cell off, the difference is that the Brio and the Surface Book 2, which I'm looking at now, and the Logitech C920, which I'm looking at now, those 3 are static cameras, whereas the OBS Bot Tiny, is not by any stretch of the imagination a static camera. The other 3 are actually in a fixed position, and you have a fixed view of me. I can zoom in and out, but that's about it. There's very little else I can do in terms of what's actually seen on screen. With the OBS Bot Tiny, I can do a whole range of things. But I just want to say that I work for BeLive, and I'm just going to put the logo top right on screen. I work for BeLive, and this broadcast is from my BeLive studio. This is not OBS or vMix. This is directly from the BeLive studio, and basically I can bring 4 cameras into my studio, and it simply works. I can have a multi-camera setup. So this is, as a host of a show, I can have 4 cameras. Now I'm going to show you why this is important, and I want to say hello to hello to Corinda. No, Nick is not so well today, so he's resting today and will be back next week. Thank you for asking, Corinda, but Nick is resting today. Okay, so let's take these in turn, and I'm going to go with the Logitech C920. Now, Logitech C920 I've had for 6 years. This is the quality of it, and it is a very reliable first camera. And if I go down to the carousel, I can actually highlight its successor, which is Logitech C920x. Now this camera can do 1080p and 720p. It's wide angle, and you can zoom in and zoom out using Logitech capture software. So you do have some control, but it is fixed position. So the only thing you can actually see is one set position. Okay, and what I'm going to be doing during the course of this broadcast is I'm going to be fine-tuning how these cameras actually look on screen and see if we can get the best out of them. But the C920 and C920X are the best cameras for people who are actually starting live broadcasting. It's as simple as that. It's low cost and it gets you into, I'll come back to me, and if any of my cameras disappear, then all be good. So now on the Overspot Tiny, you can see a difference already between Logitech C920. Now I'm going to fine tune these cameras over the week. So we're using 4 cameras for a direct comparison, and they are the OBS Bot Tiny, which arrived, I unboxed it on last Thursday's show with Marco Novo. So right to me is Logitech Brio, which I've had now for 18 months, and looking at camera, it is a brilliant camera and was my go-to camera before I got the Overspot, and I'll explain why I like the Overspot so much in a minute. Down below here is my internal camera, which is a Microsoft Surface Book 2 camera, and over here is Logitech C920. Okay, so I reckon you've seen enough of me in 4 cameras, so I'll come back to just being me on screen. Okay, now the first thing about the OBS Bot camera, which I'm going to highlight in the carousel now, and this is my first outing with it on Amazon Live, is that it's not a static camera. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got the controls and I can move this camera simply by clicking. I can go to the right, which will show you the curtains and the view outside, and also if I go down now, I'm going down, you will see it wants to go up. I'm going to force it to come down a little bit, otherwise you're just seeing the wall. Okay, now it is my first outing with it, so we're going to have some fun with this. I can see, I'm just going to go that way for a moment. Okay, and you can now see my Microsoft Surface Book 2 with the monitor on there, and then if I go further around, I'm going to keep going round, pan around the office. That's my new display area, and you can see the HE77 speaker. You can see the 4-way socket, which is allowing me to do this, and go around and back to me, and I can go down, I can go up. So this camera can pan, tilt and zoom. Okay, we've seen one side of the office. Let's complete this by actually seeing the other. So all I need to do is to click the control and it will go around the office, and it's being a bit stubborn. It will go around the office and you can see the wall over there and the door. Okay. Now, if this next bit works, it will be good. I want to pan back. Okay, so I want to pan back. This is going to be fun. Okay, so it's going back around the room, back to me. Okay, and I can just adjust that slightly. I think I'm going to take that off and just go there. I'm having, got to be honest, I'm having great fun with this, as you can probably see. Okay, so that's the first thing. You can pan, and the pan is 270 degrees, so I can go all around the office. But my major reason for loving this particular camera is if I go like that and the camera sees me, just a moment, I think I've got this right. If you come back on Thursday, I've got this down, but I think I've got it right. Okay. The reason that I love this camera, I'm just going to move that out of the way. The reason I love this camera is this, and if this works, it'd be good. Okay. And basically, this camera, the OBS Bot Tiny, which you can see down in the carousel, I just need to move a few things so I can actually see my screen. I love this camera because it's actually tracking my movements. Yeah, which means I can sit down. Up until now, this is being totally honest, up until now I've been sat at my desk presenting on Amazon Live. I've been doing that since last August, and I've blessed doing it. But it's a lot better if you can actually stand up. Okay. If you're wondering what the logo is, SH is Stephen Healey, which is me, but it is also, it's the new logo for Stonehenge. So when I saw this shirt, yeah, I thought, right, okay, I'm going to have one of those shirts. So thank you to Stonehenge for providing the branding on today's broadcast, and thank you to Obspot for allowing me to actually show it off. Now what I'm going to do now is go to the iPad, so I can pick the iPad up. Okay, it is a PTZ camera. Okay, I'm trying to get that. Now what it means is this, and this is important to me, as hopefully to you. Before, when I've demonstrated the TrebLab HD77, I've been sat down, okay, and I can give you a limited view of it. But if I'm stood up, okay, then I can show you more of it. You can see the whole. This is a portable wireless Bluetooth speaker sent to me by TrebLab for my use and review, and I enjoy using it. It is first of all, it's made out of ABS plastic, and then it's got the grill over the top. Then it's got 4 embossed buttons on top. There's power on, okay, which I'm just going to press now. So that's the power on button. You have decrease and increase volume. You have pause and play. Now, whilst the unit is on, the LED lights will flash. At either end, you have subwoofers. So you've got 2 subwoofers. You've got 2 speakers. The speakers are front and back, so this gives you 360-degree sound. Okay. It pairs effortlessly. It identifies itself as the HD77. So if you go to your phone and you go to Bluetooth, you see the HD77, you press connect. You're then connected. Simple as that. Okay. I'm just discovering you use your hands when you stood up. So that's the connection. It will connect to Android phone, iPhone, iPad, Android tablet, anything. Okay, just go Bluetooth, HD77, connect. You're then free to either play Spotify or preferably Amazon Music. And I go with Amazon Music. I've got Amazon Prime, like many of you have, and Amazon Music as well. In fact, I've got Audible, I think, too. So I'm an Amazon guy, I suppose. As far as charging is concerned, on the bottom of the unit, and I'm going to just a minute. I'm going to do this. On the bottom of the unit is the socket for recharging. Now you charge this for 6 hours and it will run for 20 hours. Simple as that. Okay, so charge it overnight, it's ready for the whole of the following day. So it's a USB-A to USB-C cable, and you just plug it in. Okay, now as I say, I'm using Obspot, which means that I don't actually have to stand still. I can move around the room. Okay, so this is the Obspot Tiny. It's the first item in my carousel if you want more information. But it's actually tracking me as I move about the room, so I can move. I just love this. It's like, you know, when you get a new toy, you actually get so excited by it. Well, I'm excited by the Obspot Tiny because there's so many different ways you can actually use it. It is a desktop camera, but it's not a static desktop camera. It actually moves as you move. I said, I hope I'm not doing this too much. Okay, right. So that's how you charge it, and then you push the cover back in. It's easy to demonstrate when you stood up. This is waterproof, okay, and showerproof. It comes with a lanyard that loops into there. It comes with a carabiner, which you can attach to the lanyard, which means you can put it onto your rucksack. So you can take this anywhere. This is built for the outdoors. It is rainproof. It is waterproof. And I'm not tested it. Okay, I haven't taken it out yet. I've been using it in the office. But I've seen people take this and put it into a pail of water and then take it out again, and it was still working. Okay, now in a broadcast this week, I do promise that I will actually play music on this. I'm actually waiting for a new microphone, which will allow me to play music directly from here, directly on Amazon Live. Because if you do it through your microphone, then you won't get the quality of the sound that's on this. This is two 12.5 watt speakers, 25 watts. If you think that the standard room is only 20 watts, then what you've got here is this goes up to 11. Yeah, they've dropped some of the highs, they've dropped some of the lows. It's from Trebla, who are an established American company, and they designed this kit so it's light and easy to use. It's just about the size of a can of Coke, or a bit bigger, but it's not very heavy. So you can attach it to your rucksack and take it wherever you go. And that means that you can link via Bluetooth to Spotify or Amazon Prime, and you can play Amazon Music, sorry. You can play music wherever you go using this Treb Lab HD77 portable wireless speaker. I love it. I love the sound of it. In fact, in between doing live broadcasts on Amazon, I actually do listen to music on this. I prefer listening to this than wearing earbuds. Okay, so the Aftershocks is tracking me wherever I go, and I can stand. If you can see the picture behind me, and I'll move so that you can. Okay, that is Avebury Stone Circle, and Avebury Stone Circle is where we went yesterday to actually have a visit. And I took with me, as I always do, I'm going the other way now. I took with me, as I always do, it's on the door, is the Under Armour rucksack. Okay, now that's not in the carousel. I will put it into the carousel. But the whole point about this, as well, demonstrating this product, is that I can stand up to talk about products. Now, when standing up is important because you project more and you can get more enthused than when you're actually sat down in the chair. So this is a boon for me. I'm going to show you a second way of doing demonstrations using the Opspot during the course of this broadcast. But the other thing I can do with this is I can switch it off. And it should, if I press the right button, it should go red and switch itself off. There was music to accompany that, which you won't have heard, but you will hear music playing this week. I've got hold of some copyright-free music, which is specially created for Amazon Live broadcasters. So I'm looking forward to using that. And don't forget, the trademark is TrebLab, and this is the HD77. It's down in the carousel, and today it's $89.97. Okay. And I can also tell you that 8,051 people have rated this 4.5 stars. It is quality. It's a quality build. It's an elegant design. It is stylish, and it's mobile and rugged, and you can use it outdoors. Right, now comes the challenge. Okay, I'm stood here, and I'm quite happy stood here. I could quite possibly spend more and more time stood up, but the key thing here is that I'm going to go and I'm going to sit back down. And what's the camera going to do? Okay, the camera has decided that it doesn't want to see me. So let's try this one. Nope, that's not working. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this manually. Okay. Okay, it's manual adjustment. Do not adjust your screens. I'll be there in a second. I'm going to take that off and just go over there. Okay, probably about there. Okay, so that's the beauty of the Opspot. Okay, and a question from Corinda. Guy Cook's here. He's got a question about green screen straight VCam. Is it going to adjust a setting. Right, okay. Guy, can you ask the question again, please? I've got a question about green screen for XSplit VCam. Is it going to just work, or do I have to adjust a setting? Basically, the XSplit VCam takes control of whatever camera you're actually using. Yeah. So in terms of how well it works, download XSplit VCam, install it. It will ask you which camera you want to use. Yeah, I'm not using XSplit today, so I can't give you a demonstration. I might do that later in the week. Select the camera you want, and then go to settings, and you've got total control of the camera. You can do what you want. It does work straight out the box. There is no need to make any changes whatsoever. Yeah, but you then basically select your camera, and then you select the background that you want to use. Now you can use one of the images that's actually supplied by XSplit VCam, or you can upload from your hard drive, or you can go to unsplash.com, or you can play YouTube videos. Wide range of options. There is no settings that you have to change. There are settings that you can change, and those are accessible once you've got XSplit VCam loaded and it's showing your camera. In the middle bar is a drop down which says settings, and then you can do everything you can do with Logitech Capture. Okay, right. Okay, there is no quiz today, Corinda. Quiz takes 2 people. It doesn't work. The quiz, we normally do a quiz on Monday, Nick and I, a movie quiz, but it is a 2-handed thing. You can't do a movie quiz single-handed, because what would happen is it would take half the time and it wouldn't work as well. If I set up a green screen, does it just work? If you've got a green screen, set it up. Yeah, it works better with a green screen than without. How long did your item take? This was ordered from Amazon.uk. I ordered it one day, and the Obspot Tiny was delivered the next day. And Guy's saying, okay, thanks for that. I'm just going to scroll and close this, hopefully. I was using the VCam with StreamYard. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd obviously, Guy, I use it with BeLive, but it works. XSplit VCam works with anything. And hang on, I'm just trying. I've made it the text bigger. I'm trying to make it smaller again. I know I need a green screen. Oh, so we're going to flood his inbox. Then for being gone. Okay. I was using the VCam with StreamYard, and no, I need a green screen. You do. You can't. Even the guys at StreamYard, when they said we've got the ability to do, there is no better green screen software than XSplit VCam. Okay, apart from NVIDIA, which I may talk about later in the week. But XSplit VCam, I've been using it since January 2019, and it works on BeLive, it works on StreamYard, it works on Restream, it works on Melon, so it works across a whole range of different platforms. Once you've got it sussed, it's multi-platform. I mean, some platforms do have their own background removal systems, but what I found is that they're not really as good as XSplit VCam. XSplit VCam, you can take it anywhere. The green screen software that's built in doesn't always do its best. Okay, but as you asked a question, I'm going to try something. Now this could well blow up in my face, but what I'm going to do, just because guys asked the question, is I'm going to show that again on screen. Okay, and I'm going to change the settings, because just to prove that this is live, and I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go there. So give me a second. I'm setting something up, and go there and resized. Okay, I may disappear entirely in a minute. This is live video, and okay, I just want to move down a bit. I'm going to get myself down on screen or up on screen. See, it's adjusting, auto adjust. Okay. Right, this is not expert VCam. The background removal that I'm using at the moment, and you can see it's darn good, is Belive's own background removal. Okay, and it passes the finger test. So I've still got 10 fingers, and I can move those out of the screen and come back again. So this is first class. I've got a bit more hair than I would normally, but as far as the quality of the green screen in Belive is up there with Expert VCam, but it only works in Belive. This is proprietary to Belive. Belive have this technology to actually have a green screen that works. But as you all know, there is a green screen behind me. Yeah, and it's the green screen behind me that's making this effect so good that I can actually move from side to side. My hand is on my heart here, and I can put my hands up, and the quality is good. And you'll see the same quality on Expert VCam, but you do need to have a green screen. Without a green screen, it's good, but with a green screen, it's darn near perfect. I mean, we know we're never going to get cinematic or television quality, but by using a green screen, it's a lot better. Now, down in the carousel, just while we're on green screens, I'm just going to scroll along. Our guy's gone. Guys, all right, okay, he's off to work in Nevada. So just whilst get on the guy's question, thank you for the question, Guy. I'm just going to whiz over here. Okay, this background removal software only works because I've got a green screen behind me. It wouldn't work without the green screen. I wouldn't have 10 fingers. I wouldn't be able to move them about freely. So you do need a green screen if you're going to use background removal software. Why use background removal software? Well, it's simply to actually change the vibe within a broadcast. If I had, let's just go here for a moment. I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to take the background off. System's thinking about it, it brings me back. Okay, now notice, the first thing to notice is I've got the green screen behind me, right? And did you know that I can actually control the green screen with my head? And if I move over here, yeah, this is OBS Bot Tiny. It's actually adjusting the green screen. It's adjusting the field of view as I actually move about. So I can control the camera just by moving sideways. Okay, I'm going to come back again. I'm still finding new ways of actually using this wonderful camera. I'm going to put it down in the carousel again because we are talking about cameras today. So the OBS Bot Tiny I've had now since last Thursday. I got it. It arrived when I was broadcasting with Marco Novo. It arrived at 1 p.m. Just before the show, and over to Corinda, and Corinda is saying test. Yes, I'm here. I'm live. Okay, so Corinda's test worked. Okay, but what I want to do, I was just talking about the fact that a background can, over to Corinda in a second, a background can actually change the mood of the show. And I'm going to go with another background now. And if I was doing this, will work. Okay, I've had second. Yeah, okay. As I said earlier, Corinda, Nikki's not so well today. He's resting. There is no movie quiz because Nikki's resting today. So hopefully that answers your question with regard. Corinda's a good friend from London, and it's great to have Corinda join. So this is my BeLive studio, and I'm using BeLive's only back. I'm getting confused now. Thank you, Corinda. I'm using BeLive's background removal software, and that's allowing me to actually change images. Now, if I was presenting an art show, then the ability to bring a graphic like this behind me basically gives more emphasis to the topic. And I'm going over to Corinda again. And I did answer that question before, Corinda. Okay. And no, I didn't paint that. I am to art. I'm not an artist. I create things, but I create things not by drawing. I couldn't draw or paint. I can't draw or paint or sketch or anything like that. So I stick to my strengths, which are live broadcasting and software. I think we should play to our strengths. So background removal software, as Guy asked the question, do you need a green screen? Because he went on a product and saw that his green screen software was okay. You do need a green screen. Fovitech green screen is down in the carousel. Okay. Right. So let's go off full screen. And if you've just joined me in Amazon Live, I'd like to say thank you. We're looking at cameras, and you can see 4 cameras on screen in my BeLive studio. And I'm just going to remove the logo. So there you have it. Okay. And hopefully, just a minute, I'm going to remove the logo. Yes, I do. Right. Okay. Why am I using 4 cameras on screen? Because I want to contrast and compare. I can take, oh, wait a minute. This is probably not going to be on topic, but I'll take it anyway. I've no idea, Corinda. Okay. Right. Okay. I want to go back to my topic, and I'm just going to get myself comfortable on camera. So, okay. So, where was I? Does anybody know where I was? Yeah. Right. I'm actually comparing the OBS bot, which is a PTZ camera, pan, tilt, and zoom, with the Logitech Brio, with my Microsoft Surface Book 2, and the Logitech C920. So most of us hopefully understand that I'm actually today talking about cameras. Okay. It's difficult not to. It really is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take 2 cameras away, and we'll have the Logitech Brio. I'm going to hide that camera. I'm going to hide that camera. Okay, because I couldn't find where to put that camera. That's the least useful camera of the lot at the moment. And I'm going to do it side by side. Okay, so what we have here is 2 cameras. Logitech Brio, which I've had for about 18 months, and the OBSBot Tiny, which I've had for 4 days. Okay, so I think, to be fair, I should actually take off the background. Dark for a moment, but I'm now back. Okay, so this is it side by side. Now, what I'm going to do over the course of the week, this week, Corinda permitting, is I'm actually going to improve how these cameras look on screen to get the best settings for them. Okay, now I can do a screen share, which I'm going to do at the moment. So I'm going to screen share, and hopefully this will work. And as you can see, window, hotspot tiny. And I'm going to bring that screen share in. Okay, and I'm going to hide Logitech Brio. Okay, so we've got the Hotspot, and this is the software. When you get the Hotspot, and I did an unboxing of it last Thursday, when you get the Hotspot, you get this software with it. And this software is in two parts. You can look at part one now, and you can control it with gestures. There are two gestures which control the Hotspot. One is start following, start tracking, and the other is stop tracking. Okay, and these are hand gestures. There are two gestures. So the first one is start tracking, finish tracking. Okay, that's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. And the second one is zoom in or zoom out. Okay, and those are the things. Now I've got this set on full zoom, so it's not going to do anything, hopefully. But if I go back to the software that's actually available, you download it from the OBS bot website, and I'm going to put it full screen for a moment. In fact, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go picture in picture because I can. Okay, and if I went picture in picture that way, and I'm going to shrink myself, and if I shrink myself, okay, now you've got the gimbal control is there. So if I move the gimbal, I just need to be able to see the screen with this. This is good fun. I want to arrange things so that I can actually see the screen. Okay. If I move the gimbal that way, then it will pan to the right. If I move the gimbal down, it will pan down. If I move the gimbal up, it will pan up. In other words, it's got pan, zoom, and tilt. Okay, and that makes it so powerful. This is better than the C920, 922, 925, 930 are all static cameras. There is a PTZ camera from Logitech, but it's, when I looked yesterday, it was $635. The Hotspot is $199. So you're getting all facilities of pan, zoom, and tilt for $199. And it's an experience because, as I said, if I come back on screen now, okay, and I can just using that control. I'm going to do a video about all this, so don't worry about it. This is not right. I'm going to get there. This is not a how-to guide. This is a taste of. And if I put my hand up, okay, and it sees it, probably that hand's better. Okay, what I should be able to do, this may or may not work, he said, is that because this is an AI camera, when I get up, nothing will happen. So I can sit back down again, I can go like that. I'm live and this is not working. This is good. Just a minute. Okay, just bear with me a minute. I'll get this working. I know I will. Just a minute. Just give me a second. When you're doing a demonstration, you've got to remember that I've only had this camera. Right. What I love about the Hotspot is that it's PTZ. Okay, it's not expensive. We're talking less than $200 for a PTZ camera, and that PTZ camera has got 270 degrees, and it's also got the up and down bit. But it means that I can stand up and present and move around the room. If you're wondering what a t-shirt says, then t-shirt says SH, which is me, or Stonehenge, depending. So it means that I can actually stand up to talk about things, okay? And it means I can present whilst I'm stood up. So I don't know about other people, but I get more animated when I'm stood up because I put more energy into demonstrating the product. Okay, now every so often I'm going to go off and I'm going to look at my iPad to get things up to speed and to change things in the carousel. So this is me looking at my iPad, and hopefully I will find what I'm looking for. Probably put it. Okay. Right. Notice how the camera actually tracked my movements then. And that's the first item in the carousel, which is the Overspot tiny camera. Okay. And just a reminder that we are comparing. Oh, no, we're not. I'll come back to that in a second. Back to me. Okay, so I'm back here. You notice how it adjusts automatically, and I'm centered on screen. These are Aftershocks Earbuds, and I'm going to put these on, okay, just so you can see how they look. They are bone conducting headphones. There is nothing to go inside your ear canal, okay, nothing that will irritate you. I can wear these Aftershocks headphones when I'm out and about, when I'm walking, running, jogging, or cycling. I tend to do a walk and a jog rather than a run. Okay. I'm actually training for a park run this year. We're actually going to start doing park runs, hopefully in February. We set ourselves a challenge this year. It's totally off topic, but never mind. We set ourselves a challenge this year to actually walk every day. And so far, we've walked every single day. Angelica's using Fitbit and My Walk. I'm using Fitbit and Strava, and we're tracking our journeys every day. Okay, and we use headphones when we go out, and these are the Aftershocks headphones. Now, my friend Krista Boven has two sets of Aftershocks. Basically, one's on charge and one to actually wear. Okay, I'm making do with the one. They go over the year. Now, I've lost track over the years of the number of earbuds that I've actually had, paired earbuds, and you lose one of them, and you're scuppered then. Okay, you really are scuppered. Whereas with the Aftershocks, because they're actually fastened together as a bloke, I'm naturally going to lose them. Okay, absolutely brilliant. They are bone conducting, so the sound waves travel through your cheeks, and I tell you, if you're listening to a podcast or music, it is good quality. These are active headphones. These are for when you're out and about. Now, the thing is, because they don't actually go in your ear, you can listen and hear everything that's going on around you. You can carry on a conversation with somebody walking, running, or jogging with you. Yeah, you can hear the silent cyclist coming up behind you. Okay, and most importantly, when you're out in traffic, you can hear the traffic. Okay, so these earbuds are not cutting out, or I'm confused, Overspot then. They are not cutting out all external noise. Okay, it doesn't work that way. You can still hear, and that's very important. They are shockproof and waterproof. And what I'm going to do now is, remember, I'm using the Overspot camera, which follows me about. Okay, and I can go over here, and it's got a 270-degree field of view. That's a Under Armour rucksack behind me. Now I come back again. If you can see the portrait on the wall, it is in fact of Avebury. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to sit down, still wearing the Aftershocks earbuds. Okay, and hopefully the Overspot has lost me again. Okay, so let's just get myself back on screen. I need to go the other way, don't I? You're probably better at this than I am. Okay, and get to there and then go down, down again, and go right again or left again. As I say, I need to this. The other spot is adjusting. Yeah, so if I get it somewhere near, the other spot will adjust. Okay, so over to the iPad and the comments, and Dr. Hello, thank you. Welcome to the show, Ephraim. Nice to see you. And I was watching one of your videos, and from now on I am honestly going to call you Ephraim. Okay, that's because it makes a difference. I mean, when people call me Steve, I think, well, no, Stephen is the name, and Angelica gets most upset when people actually say Steve because it's Stephen. Yeah. Okay. So Ephraim, thank you for joining us. Ephraim also broadcasts for Be Live as I did. So these are Aftershocks headphones, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little video that I made earlier. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to come off solo. Okay, this is a short video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my microphone off. I'm going to make this short video full screen. So we're talking about the Aftershocks, and this is my take on Aftershocks. Let's go full screen and press play. Trex titanium headphones are lightweight and very, very effective because they go over, they're open ear, they go over the ear, and that means that whilst you're wearing them, you can hear what's going on. If you've got somebody to the side of you, behind you, you can actually hear what's going on. You can hear the traffic, you can hear all the noises around you, but you can concentrate on the music or the podcast that you're actually playing. Now, they last 6 hours on a 1.5 hour battery charge. You can make and receive phone calls. They are practical. They're coated, so they are rainproof and sweatproof. I use them daily, and they're just good sound and quite probably the best headphones that I've actually tried, because I've tried many over the years, wired. These are Bluetooth, but wired, unwired, and these are the best that I've actually found because they are so simple, easily rechargeable. They pair on Bluetooth, simple and straightforward. Making phone calls is straightforward. You can voice dial. Receiving calls you can do with one button. So if you're looking for a pair of headphones and you do go out and about and you go walking, jogging, running or cycling, then these are the headphones that you should actually consider because they are so well crafted and practical and good quality. Thank you for listening. And hopefully it's back to me. Okay, so those were Aftershocks earbuds. I'm going to hide the video so I don't actually play it twice. So that's hidden. Okay, now I'm on Be Live, and Ephraim and I know Be Live rather well, but I'm also on, and I'm waiting for this to work. I'm on my Microsoft Surface Book 2 camera. I'm on my Logitech Brio camera. And I'm on my Logitech C920 camera. Now, all these cameras, we're comparing and contrasting them this week as to how they actually perform. And I'm going to show you why I've fallen in love with the OBSBot as being my primary camera for future broadcasts on Amazon Live. But I wanted to show you that you can have, sorry about turning my head then, you can have in the Be Live studio 4 cameras. and I'm going to use one of those cameras to show you something. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the Logitech camera. So let's hide the Logitech camera. Let's hide the Brio. So that's the Brio gone. And we're just left now with two cameras. We've got the internal camera from my Microsoft Surface 2. I just want to make a screen adjustment. Just give me a second. And go there, there. Okay. And just a reminder that all this is taking place in my live studio. There is no additional software whatsoever. I'm broadcasting to 17 destinations, the main one of which is Amazon Live. And thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. If you're enjoying what I'm talking about today, then if you could follow me, that would be absolutely brilliant. I don't get to know who you are, but you'll get notified of my next broadcast. Now, I actually broadcast Tuesday through Thursday, 9 AM Eastern every day, talking about tech, talking about live broadcasting, talking about cameras and microphones, and trying to get my camera sorted. Okay, by the time we get to Thursday, this camera will be perfect, I assure you. Okay. If you want, I'm going to do the OBS bot in depth tomorrow, because I feel that, I mean, I've got many items in the carousel. Please do browse the carousel, but I'm going to talk about the OBS bot now. If I go off full screen, it's back to me. So I've got my camera there, my camera here. Now, I was looking for a way in which to do demonstrations. As I've explained, the Brio, the C920, and my Microsoft Surface 2 camera are fixed. What we're going to do is we're going to take the OBS bot camera and I'm going to move it. And I'm going to move it that way. Okay. And keep going. And keep going. And keep going. It seems to want to, just a second, I need to adjust something. Okay. If I go back here and I go that way or that way, I want to go that way. Bear with me a moment. This is live and I'm having fun. Okay, then I'm going to go down, down, go down. Just a minute. There's obviously a switch which I've forgotten about. Just a minute. I want to go there. Just a minute. Okay. Let's see if this works. It's all right. You're exploring with me. Anything can happen and probably will. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going this way. I'm definitely going this way. Okay. And then I'm going down, down. Okay. And you've got a beautiful view out my window. Let's try and go down slowly. Okay, and I realise this is fascinating, and for tomorrow's broadcast, it's behaving now. And I'm going to go left. You can see the stand of the OBS bot now. And I'm going to go up again. But there you can see if I just move that way. Okay. Right. And you can see what I've actually done there. I've now got a demonstration area set up, and all I had to do was to take the OBS bot camera and refocus it. We got there in the end to actually refocus it onto my workspace. So I can, from here, demonstrate. If I put it down on the screen, this is going to take some practice, believe you me, but I'm going to use this as a work area. Now, basically, I wanted to be able to have the multiple cameras on screen. That's what I was aiming for, was to have multiple cameras on screen. I needed a way of doing that. And hopefully I needed a low-cost way of doing that. And sometimes it's the simplest things that work. And down in the carousel now, and next to the keyboard, at the top of the keyboard, is the Anker 4-port USB. It's all USB-A. So what you do is you plug the Anker USB stick into your laptop or computer, and that gives you 4 USB-A ports to use. Now what I've done is I've then plugged in the OBS bot camera, I've plugged in Logitech Brio, I've plugged in Logitech C920, which means that I can flick between 4 cameras now. And I can tell you that, sorry, I'm knocking the studio to bits, hopefully you didn't hear anything. I can tell you that it has no effect on the CPU or at all. It's neutral as far as the effect on your computer is concerned. And you can then use any of the cameras. So I can put this camera full screen, okay, and I can talk directly to you, but I can then add in the OBS bot camera, and I can do a demonstration on the desktop. So I can talk about, okay, and I could actually go, probably the best way to go is to go picture in picture. Okay, so I'm going to go picture in picture. I'm going to shrink myself. Okay. So now you're looking and you can see there, I'm trying to point with my mouse, you can see there, this is the Anker 4-port USB-A. Okay, and you've got the 3 cameras plugged into it. So that's the C920, Logitech Brio, and the Obsbot. They're all plugged into there. And it's so easy to do. But you've got to have, my problem was I did want to have 4 cameras on screen. Okay, and I want to be able to switch between the 4 cameras. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm realizing that I think we're okay. I think we can get away with this. So the Obspot Tiny is not only a PTZ camera, pan, zoom, and tilt. It's also AI, which means I can stand up and I can talk. And it also means that I can show different parts of my office. And I now have a dedicated demonstration area, and I can switch to it at any point during any live broadcast. But I do want to point out, because this is important, that having an Anker USB-A 4 sockets into 1 socket on the PC or tablet or Mac gives you the ability to add additional cameras. And this is important. I'm going to bring me back. This is important. You've also got, I've got 1 spare socket, and that 1 spare socket is actually going to be used for, down in the carousel at the moment is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, and I'm going to use it to actually have 2 microphones. I've got the Audio Technica, which is down in the carousel. I'm also going to have an Elgato Wave 3, because that will allow me, it's got its own mixer, and that will allow me then to actually mix music and go live on mixcloud.com and be a DJ and play an hour's worth of music, Stones, Beatles, In Excess, Def Leppard, and nobody's going to stop me. Mixcloud.com is where I can go and I can play live music. Okay, and I'm just trying to get, I need my menu, my agendas. Just a moment, take the wrong turn. Okay. Okay, so I've got the wrong agendas here. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Okay. So Logitech Brio camera, you're actually looking at it now. Basically, Logitech Brio it has been my go-to camera. It's a workhorse. I've had it for 18 months. I just plugged it and it played. I've not had a single problem with it. It's 4K, it's 1080 and 720. I'm broadcasting to you today in 720. Logitech Brio, I thought, was towards the top end of Logitech webcams. Apparently it's not, because there's a PTZ camera which costs $635. I'm going to have a closer look at that, but I'm happy with the Logitech Brio that I'm actually using. Capable of 4K. Its field of view is pretty high, but not as high as Obspot, which is why Obspot is my new camera. So let's go over to the Obspot. And my Obspot at the moment is displaying my workspace. Okay, so let's just see if I can just get that a bit further over. No, wrong way. Okay, okay, you can see my iPad. You can see the HD77, which I'm going to move over there. And my iPad, I'm just going to check my iPad to see if there are any comments coming in. And Afraim was saying, right, okay, the blue flashing, well observed. I've observed that too. And that's why I'm going to switch back to, my apologies for that. I'm going to switch back to Logitech Brio. I'm going to switch off. I can't actually show you this. I'm going to switch off the camera. Okay, so I've actually switched off the Obspot and I'm going to hide it. Okay, over here, take myself off full screen and go side by side. And that looks good, doesn't it? It's blank. Okay, never ever mess about with cameras whilst you're live. Oh, wait a minute. Right, okay, and do remember to switch them back on. And I've got to tell you what this one is. So to the right of me, I just go full screen with that camera is the Obspot. Which I could spell. Right, you can see that the Obspot is actually tracking me, and as I and I'm going to put it on full screen. So there we have it. That's the Obspot, and hopefully this time I got rid of the flashing. But hopefully, because this is the beauty of the Obspot. If I go like that, and it should see me in a second. I'm waiting for it to see me. This may or may not work. Hopefully it does. I'm actually going to stand up and nothing. Yes, the reason that I love the Obspot, I'm going to say it again. For those of you who've been watching all the time, I'd like to say thank you. But I love the Obspot because I can do this. I can actually move around the room and I can actually present things. Okay, and it gives me greater freedom. And there is greater energy when you actually stood up. Okay, and I can actually show you something now, which is over here. Okay, and I'm just going to find it in the carousel. So give me a moment as I go to the carousel and find the item that I'm looking for. Okay, now this has been my first ever 4-camera broadcast. So thank you for bearing with me. Things will get better. But it means that stood up, I can actually show you this IPEVO stand. Now, I love this stand. It's got 2 joints, okay? So you can change position with that one, you can change position with that one. But the thing is that this is actually built of steel. And doing that is akin to weightlifting, okay? Now, when I'm sat down, this normally gets in front of my face. It doesn't now because I'm stood up. Result. It is very heavy, okay? Now, this is ideal. Your camera, iPhone or Android phone, goes into the, okay, you heard, don't know whether you heard that or not, but you can swivel it around 360 degrees and you can put your camera in there and you can bend it down. Now, if you're doing a cookery demonstration, this is an ideal way to actually hold your phone. If you're doing a drawing demonstration, this will hold your mobile phone steady. And when I say steady, this is solid. Okay, this is not a tripod stand. This is a weighted base, which makes it very, very stable. Now, what we're going to do is, for a moment, we're going to take a closer look at this because I've done a video earlier, which I'm going to play to you now. So I'm hoping that the IPEVO will actually follow me. Okay, and I'm going to move this out of the way. So the IPEVOs come with me, and also with me is the OBS bot camera. And I'm going to sit down. I've disappeared again. I'm coming back again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, whilst I'm hiding, okay, I'm going to come up, 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 right a bit, right, that way, that way, that way. Okay. What we're doing is showing the power of the OBS camera. But I'm going to show you the IPEVO stand. And if I come over here, then go over here, bear with me a moment. I'm going to bring it up on screen. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to take myself off full screen. So here we have a short video about the IPEVO stand. I'm going to put it full screen. I'm going to mute my microphone and press play. I'll be back with you in a couple of moments. This is my IPEVO uplift stand, which I use frequently when I want to show my mobile camera on screen. So let's have a look at the IPEVO, and here it is in real life. This is the IPEVO stand. It has joints. It has, first of all, it's got a very solid base. This is a very capable, weighty piece of equipment, and it's not going to fall over. It's got a small footprint, and it has 2 places you can actually adjust. One is there, and the second is there. And you can adjust the stand, and you can see it's very sturdy. You can adjust the stand, and then your camera, which can be an Android or an iPhone, you can just turn it through 360 degrees until you get the picture you want. Now, if you're doing craft demonstrations, if you're doing cooking demonstrations, then the IPEVO uplift is the piece of kit that you should consider, because it is solidly built. It's got a small footprint. It's got 2 joints which you can adjust. The camera is capable of going through 360 degrees, and I enjoy using it. It's just a solid piece of kit. When you put it down, it won't fall over. Okay, it's very, very sturdy. So the IPEVO has my vote, and well, that's it really. I mean, basically what we're looking for in a stand is that it is stable, it can be positioned, and there are 2 joints on the IPEVO uplift which allow you to do that, and you can just set it and forget it. Simple as that. Okay, and you can do all your demonstration, cooking demonstration, drawing demonstration, craft demonstration. This will hold your camera and it will hold it steady. So the Apivo Uplift is my stand of choice when doing demonstrations on live video. Oh, shit. Sorry. Catch you all later. Bye.